bunch of squads showed up, and there was like a several hour sitting around while they searched the RV.
Why don't you get a job and return to the real world? Are we homeless? What if I don't like full-time RVing? Are too many people going full-time RVing?
What if the whole world RV?
Will we run out of campsites?
We have never done this before.
Oh, I don't think it's ever been done before.
We've got 101 top RV living questions.
On so many topics.
Yes, on health, relationships,
money, mistakes, and more.
And so much more. And if you're brand new to our channel, I'm Tom.
And I'm Cherie, and we're EnjoyTheJourney.Life.
And stick around till the end because we cover some of our biggest RV regrets and mistakes. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit that button.
And ring that bell.
That way you'll get notified when we release a new video.
Our first topic is health on the road. Our first question is from Duncan, and he asks, how do you get regular doctor visits when you're on the road?
Well, the answer is actually we don't. I am a type 1 diabetic, like I've shared in the past, and I'm from Minnesota, so when I visit each year, I just plan my regular visits then and get my lab work done, A1C, all of that good stuff, and it works for me. Now, other people that may need more regular visits may need to find another doctor that they can Skype with.
Yep. Technology has to where you can be remote and still talk to your doctor.
It really does. So I hope there's a solution out there for you on that. And let's get to the next question.
The next question is, can I RV part-time or full-time when I have health challenges?
Well, I think that really depends on what kind of challenge you have. I think a lot of people do have some kind of health challenge, so you're gonna have to work around that. Maybe you can't travel quite as far from your doctor or your home state, for example.
You could take shorter trips, maybe.
Yes, and I think there's people in wheelchairs that make this work. So
there's lots of people that have disabilities and health challenges that do this.
For sure, and we've had some of them comment on our videos in the past. So don't let a limitation stop you. Of course, we can't speak for all limitations, but it is possible to still get out there and enjoy all there is to see.
Yes. The third question is, how do you get your prescriptions?
Well, I need to get them filled monthly, and it's really easy through Walmart or other pharmacies like Walgreens, etc.
They're everywhere.
And they just transfer your prescription when you drive around. And if you have a favorite pharmacy, you can also get mail order. I have done that as well, but you do have to worry about certain kinds of medication getting too hot or too cold. So whatever insurance you have, make sure that you can do that.
Yep.
And I don't think it's a big deal.
The next question is, what should I do for health insurance? Well, there's all kinds of different, it's different for everyone. What I personally do is use a health share, and it costs me $150 a month, and I really like the plan.
There's a link below in the description, and you can check that out if you'd like more information.
The next question is, how do you stay fit while traveling?
Well, it can be a challenge when you travel around a lot, but we don't like to travel quite as much. We find one spot, stay for quite a while, and I think what we're doing right now, we are hiking
every day
in the Red Rocks of Sedona, and I still try to get a run in when I can, and there's enough room for you to do yoga.
Yep, I do yoga
in the RV.
And we also have Planet Fitness membership that we can use. It's unlimited for both of us.
Right, and you can join a national gym or fitness center like that that's got many locations and just stop at those places along the way.
And they're everywhere.
How do you get your dental work done?
Well, what did we do last month? We actually were on a trip over to San Diego, and on our way back we stayed in Yuma and went over the Mexican border and went to Molar City.
Los Algodones,
yes,
Mexico.
Yeah, and I had a cavity filled and a cleaning, all for how much was it?
$90.
$90, and state-of-the-art equipment. It was super fun. Didn't we have a great time?
Yes, and very professional, very friendly. I think the first dentists I've seen that kind of joke around with you. And
yep, they even let us film the whole time, which we'll be doing a video
we
on.
have a video coming out on that.
Right.
And we're going to be going back.
Yep, we're going back next month. But have we ever had such a great time getting dental work done? Never. We experienced authentic Mexican food. We got some cheap tequila, not cheap, inexpensive tequila, and had fun shopping with the street vendors.
And you don't have to drive across the border. You can actually park on the US side and just walk across.
Which is what we did.
Yeah.
And what we recommend, because the car line getting back to the US was a little bit long.
It was.
And the next category is RV. So we've had the question, who empties the black tank?
Who do you think empties the black tank? Of course, I empty the black tank. And Cherie, what do you think about the black tank?
I'm not a big fan. Actually, we recorded a video on you emptying the black tank, and I started gagging. Like, maybe I need a face mask for this. I don't think I could do it. I'm just a little bit sensitive in the smell department.
It's not that bad.
Well, I guess if you are queasy, maybe a face mask would work. I don't know.
There's gotta
I'll
be
have
a way.
to try it.
If you've got a way to get around that odor from the black tank, definitely comment below.
Let us know. Yeah. So Kenneth asks, what is a good fifth wheel manufacturer?
Well, there are so many different kinds out there, and each year the manufacturers bring out a new design, and it may be better or worse than the previous one, and we couldn't even begin to tell you which one to go with. And I would have to say you're going to need to do your own research on that.
Right, yeah. And they're all going to have issues. There is no perfect RV. Even some of the companies we've heard that are really great, we see that they have problems as well. So.
Yeah, so I think get the RV that you want, the one that works for you, and just do your research on that.
Another question we get is, will you be getting a composting toilet?
I guess we've considered the idea. They are quite expensive to add, and I guess there's mixed reviews, maybe mostly positive, but not probably in this RV right now. I don't think that's
maybe
in the plans.
Next one.
Yeah,
I
we'll
kind
see.
of like the idea of it, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, not dumping that black tank, right?
I know. Next question is, do you have a solar setup?
We really do not. We have one solar panel, which doesn't equal a solar setup. Another thing that we've thought about adding possibly in the future.
Right. The next question is, what type of RV are you planning to get next?
Oh wow, we get asked this so many times, and I think the biggest need we have right now is
for office space. So we're looking at toy haulers, but we do want to go smaller. So we're looking to see if there's a smaller with a toy hauler.
Yeah, that's kind of like, how do you do both?
Yeah.
We have seen a few shorter toy haulers, but I'm sure you're giving up a lot of living space.
Yeah.
And once you go over 40 feet, which a lot of those toy haulers are, it really limits where you can go.
We're just going to have to shop around and try to figure it out, because we are in the market for a different RV.
Yes, and if you have suggestions on what you think would work for us, having separate office space but still a nice living area, we appreciate you making those suggestions in the comments below.
So James asked, why a fifth wheel over a motorhome?
Well, we are not RV experts, and there are advantages and cons, I think, disadvantages on both sides.
Yep.
One of the things we like about the fifth wheel is you can disconnect and still have a drivable vehicle without taking your RV with you.
Right, and it seems as if you get a lot more living space for the dollar that you spend for the RV.
Yeah, a motorhome can be a pricey investment for sure, and then if you have vehicle issues with the motorhome part, you've lost your entire living space at that time.
So there's pros and cons of both ways. It's just, it depends on what your needs are.
I would say, again, do your own research and decide for you what is going to work.
Yeah. Michelle asks, have you weighed the RV yet? And do you have a TPMS?
We have weighed the RV once, but the operator did it wrong, so we did not get an accurate weight.
You sure it wasn't user error?
No, absolutely not. So either way, we did not get the right weight for the RV, and a TPMS system is at the top of our wish list. Those can be a little pricey as well, but I do check the tire pressure regularly, and so far the new tires that we have are doing great, and you can actually check out our tire video. We'll put a link below in the description for that if you want to know more about that.
Where is it on our wish list? We have quite the wish list.
We do.
The next question is, are slide toppers worth it?
Well, I've heard of advantages and disadvantages on both sides. We have slide toppers, and one did get torn in a windstorm and was a costly replacement, like $500. But I do like the fact that it keeps leaves and debris from getting into that top part of the slide, which you'd have to get up there with the ladder and clear that off, or if you got some snow. And so I really like ours, and so
they look nice too.
Yeah, I think they do.
I think that's one side benefit.
And if you've got a different opinion, definitely share that with us in the comments below.
The next question is, should I buy a used RV? I vote yes.
Well, I was totally against that when I first got into RV living, but as I see what's out there and hear some other opinions, I am really kind of torn between that. If you buy used, you're going to pay a lot less money.
Right.
As an advantage. You are going to get something hopefully that has been well taken care of, and that the previous owner has maybe done all the repairs to, and maybe some really cool upgrades like solar and whatnot. And there are some things that might be hidden that you wouldn't know, that at least if you bought like a brand new RV, nobody else has lived in it, you've probably got some kind of warranty. So if you find some issues, those will hopefully mostly be covered. And so I guess another thing where you're gonna have to do your own research and decide for yourself on that one.
Yes, I'd look for gently used. I like that term.
Yeah. If you're buying a motorhome, for example, I have heard of some people getting some great deals on used motorhomes that are really nice. And a motorhome can be a very costly
pretty
investment.
Expensive, yeah. Next question is, should I pay cash or finance my RV?
Wow, if you've got the cash, I would say definitely pay cash. You are going to save a lot of money on interest.
Yep.
And especially if you're buying used, it'll hopefully be a little less of an investment. If you're buying a motorhome and you've got $500,000 lying around, then I guess
go for it.
Go ahead and pay cash for your RV. It's another thing where you need to do your own research and really watch out for scams in the RV financing area. We have seen some videos and heard some stories about some really crazy schemes that some finance places do to really dupe you out of paying a much higher interest rate. So definitely watch for that.
And if you can't pay cash for it and you do need to finance it, don't let that hold you back from going full-time RV if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if you can make the payment, get out here and do it now.
Next question is, how do I pick the right truck to tow with?
Well, that is going to depend totally on what RV that you get. And this is kind of a joke going around in the RV industry that a half-ton truck can tow anything, and that's not the truth.
No.
I actually started RVing and pulling our fifth wheel, our big 40-foot fifth wheel, with a 3/4 ton gas, and it was not near enough truck. And I was totally embarrassed driving around and absolutely looked for another truck and got one as soon as we could afford it. And so there are a lot of technical calculations, and that is not something I'm an expert in, but definitely do your research, get someone that knows. Do not rely on the truck salesperson like I did, where they told me basically, oh yeah, that truck can pull anything. Well, and even your RV dealer, didn't warn me about saying that truck, is not enough. And I could have actually returned the truck at that point. So again, do your own research on the truck.
And learn from our mistakes.
And don't rush into buying something too quickly.
The next question is, what kind of tires should I have on my RV?
Well, what we would recommend is to definitely get a higher load rating than what you need. And this is going to involve weighing your RV. And our RV came with load range E, which was not enough. And so we upgraded to load range G, our Salem tires. And wow, those have been great. And there's a lot of videos out there and a lot of people recommend Salem's. I will recommend them, but other people recommend just make sure you get a really great American tire and don't go cheap on RV tires because, wow, again, I've talked about our tire video and you will see why RV tires have been one of our biggest RV mistakes.
Yes, and somebody even commented, it's a joke in the RV world, that when you buy an RV, when you're driving it off the lot, the tires that are on there are just to get you from the lot to the tire dealership to upgrade your tires.
Yes, and we've also heard that, like Columbus RV, for example, is putting the proper
they have upgraded
G-rated tires on all of their RVs.
I think that they're learning too.
Yeah, but that may not affect you if you're buying a used RV.
The next question is, do I need to winterize my RV?
Well, hopefully you're not RVing in really cold weather, but you might be. And this is mostly a storage question. So if your RV is going into storage and you're going to get below freezing temperatures in the winter, yes, you need to winterize your RV. And you can do it yourself. I have done it myself. I have also hired that to be done. And you just buy that pink stuff, the RV and marine stuff that you can find at Walmart. And you basically pour that into the proper tanks and get all of the remaining water out of there, and that procedure is going to vary depending on the RV that you have. Now, if you are actually RVing and you're going to keep heat in your RV, then you can maybe get a little bit colder. I will take our RV down into maybe 20 degrees, maybe upper teens. I think we're okay. We'll keep the water faucet on just a little bit.
And we open the cabinet so where the pipes are so they can get the warmth from the inside of the RV too.
Right, we make sure we keep the furnace on because in our RV that actually heats underneath where the pipes are as well, because you don't want a pipe freezing up or your hose freezing up outside or your sewer pipe freezing up. That would not be a good situation.
Frozen,
and I've actually heard of people RVing all winter long in my home state of Minnesota. So there are ways to make it work. And so there are actually some videos out there on YouTube on how to do that. So check that out.
The next question is, what kind of RV insurance should I get?
Well, we did a video on how we got robbed. I will put a link down below on that. And I am still shopping for RV insurance, and we are actually going to have another video out on that, hopefully very soon, because I got a lot of recommendations on that video.
Lots.
So if you go through the comments on that video, you will see a ton of recommendations, and just really pay attention to the coverage and look at the questions that got asked and answered. We had actually some insurance experts comment on that video, and that is just another area that you don't want to make a mistake on. So definitely check into getting the right RV insurance for you.
The next question is, do I need an extended warranty?
Well, that can go a lot of different ways. I did get an extended warranty on the Columbus RV, and I am very happy that we had that, because when I went back and I looked at what repairs were needed and what the warranty covered and didn't cover, which it actually didn't cover a lot. So it's maybe not quite as cool as you would think that it would cover everything, but it did save me money in the long run.
So in the end, it was worth it.
Definitely. So I would recommend it. But again, do your own research and see what's going to work good for you.
The The next question is, should I get my RV inspected before purchasing it?
Well, I would absolutely recommend that. Whether it is a new RV or used, you can hire an inspector. There's actually an association. We'll have to find the link and maybe put that in the description below, of people that are certified to inspect RVs. I think it's around $500. But when you look at the issues that an RV can have, even right off the lot, a brand new RV can still have a lot of issues.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're buying a new home, you're going to get it inspected, and this is like a home.
Just make sure you find somebody that is independent of the RV dealership or the private party that you are buying from, that is an expert that can tell you what things need to be done. And even if your RV has some issues that they discover, you can use that to negotiate with the seller so you can maybe get a lower price on that RV.
Next question, how much maintenance does an RV have?
Well, I would say a lot. And in doing some research on this, I did see another RV expert say you should plan for $1,000 per year for maintenance. And I'm actually going to say that's low.
I was going to say that's the low end.
Yeah, I think that's on the low end. I would actually, and it's going to, again, depend on what RV you get, if it's new or used, if it's had a lot of issues already taken care of.
How often you travel in it.
Right, because being on the road will definitely cause more wear and tear. And of course, if your RV is sitting in one spot, that can cause issues as well.
Next question is, how hard is it to drive or tow an RV?
Well, I would say the bigger, the more challenging it's going to be. And if you are in a travel trailer as opposed to a motorhome, pulling a trailer, I think, is definitely more challenging.
Of course.
I did have some previous experience towing a construction trailer when I was younger. That really helped me. And so what I would say is, if you definitely go to an RV dealer and say you'd like to take one for a test drive, they will definitely work with you on doing that, so you can see if it's something that you are prepared for. And I actually heard of a story where someone got a really nice long RV, and pulling out of the RV lot, making that right-handed turn, they totally scraped the side of their RV, brand new RV, along the fence going out, because they didn't realize how wide you have to swing.
Yeah, and you don't really realize, like, when you're making that turn, that tail end can go out a lot further, and I think you've made that little bit of a mistake.
Yeah, I did actually clip another trailer at one time. Not a camper, it was a business
office trailer.
Yeah, not fun.
Good thing it was his uncle's, so he was forgiven.
Sorry, Uncle Pete.
Hope the insides didn't get shaken up too much.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
All right, next question. Should I rent an RV before purchasing one? I think that's a great idea.
Totally. Now, I didn't do that, and it's worked out great for us, but we have heard stories of people jumping in and spending a lot of money, and sometimes going full time and not realizing what the challenge is going to be, and 6 months, a year later, they hate it.
Yeah. And
they are regretting that. So totally, if you have not had any RV experience, just rent one. There's all kinds of places you can rent RVs from.
We see them all the time.
Yeah, that Cruise America, and El Monte RV, I think, is another one. There's also RV Share, where other RVers rent their personal RVs out. And
I believe there's also a site that's like an Airbnb for RVs. I'll see if I can find that.
Right. So whatever you can do to maybe borrow a friend's RV, even, it maybe wouldn't cost you anything except maybe a case of beer, something like that.
And a pizza.
Yeah, go out as long as you can. If it's only for a weekend, I mean, you'll get a little bit of an experience, but a couple of weeks to a month would be ideal, because then you can really start to picture what it's going to be like to be in that for longer periods of time or full time.
The next section is RV lifestyle. And our first question is from Liz. We got an email from her with several questions, so we're going to go through those one at a time. The first one is, can I solo RV at the age of 71?
I think the answer is absolutely. It's certainly going to depend on your own individual situation. We are not that age right now, so it's really hard for us to say that. And I do think you can do it when you're older.
Of course, there's a lot of people that do.
Right, and if you're not sure about driving when you're older, you can actually hire a transport company to take your RV where you want to.
Yep.
You could stay longer in certain locations. And even if you need help taking care of yourself in your RV at a later age, there's
services for
that, housekeeping, nursing, whatever that looks like. And there are some great channels out there on solo RV living. I think a great one, Creativity RV, is one you can check out, and just definitely do a search on YouTube for that.
Liz also says, I'm a recent widow. My husband passed in August of 2018, and I recall him saying some years back that if he went first, I should sell everything and hit the road. Her fear is if she sells the house, she's not going to be able to afford to go back, but she can't afford to RV unless she sells the house.
Well, we are so sorry to hear about your loss, Liz. We can't imagine what that must be like, and our heart just reaches out to you and hope that you're getting through that difficult situation. Well, one of the things, like we mentioned before, is you could always rent an RV first and try it out and make sure that it's something that you really want to do before you sell your house.
Right. You could also rent your house out temporarily while you try it out so that you have that income still for your house payment, and you can decide if it is something for you, and then if it's not, you always have your house to go back to.
Right, and if you do decide to sell your house and then down the road you decide you don't want to RV and you were concerned about getting back into California, that you wouldn't be able to afford something, maybe you want to look into another part of the country, part of the world that you want to check out. And again, you can take an RV and park it for permanent, actually, and just live in it and hire someone else maybe once every 6 months or once a year, once every several years, if you want a change of scenery. So there are so many different ways to make this work at any age.
Right, and even downsizing is an option if you want to go back to California. Maybe you don't want to go back to a large house. And you know, downsizing, it's easier to take care of as you age, and there's just so many options, and it depends on what's right for you. It's very individual.
Right, and thank you so much for your questions, Liz, and I think we'll be answering a few more of them.
We have a few more
in this, and
yes.
Keep us up to date,
please,
on what you decide to do.
Yes. The next question is, how long did it take to go full-time after deciding to go full-time?
Well, actually, when I bought the RV, I knew it was going to be several years down the road when I would be going full-time after my youngest son went to college. And so I would say it was years for me, and but some people do it in a lot less time.
Yep.
And when it came down to selling stuff, I think 2 to 3 months is about the time when we got serious, like we got to clear the house out and get this stuff sold. So that would be, you know, yeah, that 2 to 3 month range.
Right. When I downsized to move out of state, I sold my entire household within a couple of weeks. It can be done if that is your intention.
Yeah, you can make it happen, set a goal, and just keep working at it.
Okay.
That sounds pretty basic.
Yeah. Ugh, working at it. Did you want to say something else?
Have you heard of it? You should set a goal and work at it. I know it's a brand new concept. First time ever revealed.
We're trendsetters, though. We're coming up with this great idea, set a goal, and work towards it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Where did we come up with this?
We can just stop the video right now. See you guys later.
We're done here. That was life-changing. And here's a question. Are we homeless?
Well, absolutely not. Our home is on wheels.
That's right. It just happens to be on wheels and in a different place whenever we want.
I think there's a lot of non-RV people out there, and somebody suggested maybe even the government defines us as homeless. But if you don't understand this lifestyle, you might be called homeless, and it absolutely is not the case. So, yeah, don't listen to those people.
Next question. What do you think of boondocking?
Well, I think that's going to depend on which one of us answers that question, right?
I'm not a fan.
I think it is very cool from what you can do, where you can get out, maybe away from RV parks and campgrounds where you can be alone or a lot less people and see some really amazing scenery. But what is on the downside, Cherie?
I like water and electricity. It's kind of a thing. I like showers. I like to wash dishes. I like to have heat and air conditioning if needed. Yeah.
And you are definitely limited on those things when you boondock, and it's going to depend on the RV that you have. I think if we push it, we can maybe do about a week.
Right. I think 6 days was it was getting tight.
Yeah. If you scrimp on resources, you can definitely make it happen. So, should you boondock? I would
try it.
Yeah, try it out and let us know what you think of boondocking in the comments below.
Some people love it, some people don't.
Yeah, and if you are doing this lifestyle, you don't have to boondock.
No.
It is not something you have to do.
This lifestyle is so individual. It looks different for everyone.
It really does.
None of them are wrong.
Right.
They're all right for you. Or they're all right for each person. Or whatever. Okay.
Something like that.
Let's move on. Do you have to travel full-time to enjoy this lifestyle?
Absolutely not. I mean, we talk a lot about full-time on this channel, but we have a lot of half-time people that watch. Some people that only travel for vacations in their RV. And you can do this any way you want. And I think we've heard some chatter in the RV community about like you're not like doing it correctly if you're not full-time, or you're not.
That's ridiculous.
You're not really enjoying the lifestyle. And we can totally see where if you had another place to stay at sometimes, like when the RV is getting service, or you just want to be on solid ground for a while back home, I think it's totally fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, to keep your house or your apartment if you can afford it and go back any amount of time that you want. And there is, again, as we just mentioned, there is no one right way to do this, and you can make it work however works for you.
The perfect way is your way, whatever it looks like for you. We advocate you doing what makes you happy.
Right.
Melvin asks, do you wish you had gone full-time earlier?
Oh, yeah. If I had known about this lifestyle, absolutely
Me too.
would have wanted to do it earlier. It certainly would have been challenging with my family dynamic because I was divorced from the kid's mom, and we had split custody. We have heard that from other parents that are divorced and have kids and have split custody, and trying to figure out how to make that work. And that is a very unique, challenging situation. I can't say that I have great advice. So would I have been able to do it earlier? Probably not given my situation, but wow, we see so many people out there that are doing it right out of high school or right out of college.
Right.
So you can do it younger for sure.
I admire the younger ones that get out there earlier. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Next question is, what if I don't like full-time RVing? That could happen.
Yeah, just like we mentioned, it does happen.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, some people have this thing that if you make a mistake, you're somehow a failure, and it's okay.
Life is full of making mistakes.
Yeah, and trust me, if you jump into this lifestyle, are you going to fail? Are you going to make mistakes?
You're going to have failures.
You absolutely are, and most of those you can recover from. I mean, whatever the case may be, you can decide to sell your RV. You can find a new home. It can be where you were. It could be a new place. You can rent for a while, maybe stay with friends. You can get yourself reestablished, maybe even in a new career with a new employer. There are so many things that you can do after full-time RVing. So even if it's just a 6-month, 12-month, couple-year experiment, think about all of the adventures that you can have in that time, and you will always have those memories.
Yes, and mistakes aren't a bad thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing. We learn from them. There's so many lessons in mistakes, and you just move forward and do things differently.
A mistake is just another thing to happen where you can begin again with new information or new wisdom.
Yes. The next question is, how do I talk to my spouse or significant other into this lifestyle idea?
Well, we've had a lot of questions along this line where one spouse or significant other is like, they are sold on this idea. They're excited, and their other person in the relationship is like like they are not having it. And
so we actually have some friends that are in this situation, and my advice to her was to, why don't you just take short trips by yourself and come back, and he can be the home base.
Right. And we have had questions and comments from other people that I think one woman goes out like several months at a time, and they've got it worked out, have a great relationship. And some start out that way, where one is maybe going to work a couple more years at their regular job, and then they're going to maybe retire early and join them. So it really is whatever works for you. And if they are against the lifestyle and have never tried it, then just have them come along when you rent an RV or borrow an RV, and see if they maybe change their mind, because some people
they may find that they love it.
Yeah, really. And I mean, just people commenting on Facebook. You make a Facebook post about what we're doing, and how many friends have you had that are planning to do this lifestyle because of your posts?
Oh, a few. Yes. And even I have a friend that already bought an RV and have been taking it out. So yeah, maybe something they've never been exposed to, and it may be something they find that they really enjoy.
Right. Some people, just the way they respond to change is to initially be resistive or kind of negative about change, when the change may actually be pretty awesome.
Right.
So just a gentle encouragement to say, hey, just try this out with me and see if you like it. And there's a solution to every challenge, and I think you can definitely solve this challenge.
Yep. The next question is, are too many people going full-time RVing, and will we run out of campsites?
Yeah, we have actually had comments on here where some people that have camped for a long time, they're upset with us for
encouraging.
Yeah, they think we are going to get too many people to go out here and take up all the campsites, and there won't be any room for them or anybody else. And I just don't think that's the truth. I really believe there are, actually, we can use where we're at right now. We heard in the Sedona area, or Camp Verde area, which is pretty close, that there are several 400 plus campsite RV parks being built right now. So by the demand increasing, people are looking at it as an opportunity to start an RV park, and they are making the space.
That's right. And not everyone is into this lifestyle, so not everyone is going to go buy an RV and full-time RV.
Right. That was another comment.
It's kind of crazy to even think that
the whole world is going to RV,
the whole world.
Nobody will ever live in their homes anymore.
Oh, cool.
Wow, that would be interesting. There should be a science fiction movie
like
that.
Oh man, that would be hilarious.
What if the whole world RV'd? something like that.
Maybe we should do a video on that thumbnail. The whole world's gonna RV.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's not gonna happen.
And with that, people, again, that are getting too old where they want to retire from the full-time traveling lifestyle and stay in a permanent location, they won't be taking up those regular RV spaces. And like we previously mentioned, they just get tired of it, or they find out it's not for them.
Yep.
So do not worry about not finding a campsite. And it actually has been really rare that we've been in an area and have had a challenge.
Yeah.
And the perfect place always presents itself no matter what.
Next question is, what will you do after RVing?
Well, that is a great question.
The burning question.
And we don't know.
No.
And you don't have to know either. You don't have to plan your entire life, because you're going to change as you start this lifestyle if you do, and your plans are going to change.
Yep.
So we make loose plans.
We enjoy the now.
Right. And it could be that we will stop RVing at some point and find an amazing, epic place to stay at for a certain amount of time. I mean, and then do that for a couple of years and get back into an RV. I mean, it could look a lot of different ways. I would say don't worry about making hard, solid plans that you're going to RV for so many years, then stop, because plans are meant to change. And just get out there and start it, and your plans will unfold as you go forward into this lifestyle.
Yes. Richard asked, do you feel safe boondocking?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think part of the reason for saying that is we would not boondock where we don't feel safe.
Right.
You kind of get that vibe about a place if it's a little sketchy, and you just keep looking for another spot. And there are certainly things that can happen out here. You may decide you want to have some personal protection, and if you're not going to be at your RV, keep it locked. Maybe have an alarm system, leave a light on. And if you're like us, we have 2 vehicles, so we can leave 1 vehicle there. That helps. And I just wouldn't be afraid. I mean, do what you can, and then go out and adventure and have fun and enjoy your life. I mean, I know the news is full of bad things happening to people in all different ways, and that's life. And I don't think you should fear that.
My family doesn't think I should full-time RV. What should I do?
Well, why are they deciding for you? I think people that don't know this lifestyle will immediately think it's negative.
Or crazy.
Right. Your family may think this is crazy, that it is absolutely not normal to do this, so you just shouldn't do it, and you shouldn't do something different, because people, again, have sometimes an adverse reaction to change.
Or they just don't understand it.
They think change is bad, and because RV lifestyle, and what are you going to be, homeless? Are you going to be just staying in parking lots and, you know, panhandling or something like that? And that's obviously not the lifestyle. So you need to decide for yourself what you want to do. If it's important enough to you, you will do it. Now, if your family has good advice and is asking you to be cautious about certain things, there might be some things you need to listen to. Like if you have had maybe a terrible relationship with money and run out of money all the time, then you may want to figure that out before you go out in full time, because you will have expenses and you do need to manage your money well. So make sure any challenges that you've had in the past, just having a regular house, living in an apartment, you're still going to have challenges like that out there as well. So be prepared to handle those as well.
My adult children don't like the idea of us traveling full time.
Wow, we have heard this one several times, that we've got adult children that are living still with their parents, and they don't like the idea of the parents selling the house and going out, because then they have to find their own place, and they are considering waiting because of that.
Don't. They're adults.
Wow, they're
Why?
adults.
You've done your job raising them.
Yeah, and I know there's situations out there where maybe you've got a special needs child that you're helping to take care of. We're not saying kick someone out like that, so don't hear that. But I think your job, number one job as a parent, is to raise your kids to the age of 18 or 21.
So they could be independent.
Right.
Yeah.
And they can get out there and experience life and create the life that they want to. And if they're staying with you, they're not out there maybe getting the full experience of life. So let them know with love that this is what you want to do. Give them some notice, a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, and you can help them to find a solution.
Transition.
With that.
Yes, and being more independent.
They can move in with a roommate or something.
And this will be good for them as well as you.
Right. And I went full time when my kids went to college. They went to a dorm. And then in the summertime, what they did is they went and stayed with their mom during the summer, and it worked out. And sometimes they actually, I think, stayed with a friend during the summer.
Right. And my oldest was already out of the house, and my youngest, it was 22, and we were roommating. And when I decided to go full time with Tom, I told him this is the plan, and you're gonna have to find a place to go. And he did. He figured it out. I was nervous. I was a nervous wreck, but he figured it out, and he's happy, and it's all worked out.
Right. So there are all kinds of ways to make this work, and if you want to delay this for your children, then that's your choice, and that's perfectly okay. And just whatever works for your situation and your family, but I would definitely not let adult children hold you back from doing what you want to do, because you deserve it. You can create the lifestyle you want.
Right. You've done your job raising them, and now it's time for you. Hey, so new location, and it got brighter out here, didn't it?
Magically somehow.
And you can see Camel Rock right back there.
Back there behind you, and behind us, I should say.
So let's keep going.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, the next section is about YouTube. We have some questions about how do you start a YouTube channel.
Wow, that's a great question, and all I will say is if you have an interest in it, whether it's an RV channel or for something else, is that there is so much opportunity here, and if you want to do it, then I would say that's reason enough to do it.
Yes.
It's not easy necessarily,
Nope.
but you can do it as a hobby. It's certainly cool to document your journeys that way, and I would say look around for how do I start a YouTube channel on YouTube. And if you're interested in knowing a lot more about how we built our channel, comment below. We might consider doing a bigger video on this or some kind of a course.
Yeah, my first piece of advice on that is to just start, because the first one I think is the hardest one to do, because you really don't know what you're doing. It's all new. You're nervous in front of the camera, but really, like, just tackle the first one. It's not going to be perfect. Just put it out there, and you learn as you go along. We're still learning. We're still new, but we just do it.
Absolutely.
And don't listen to negative comments.
There you go.
Because there's so many negative Nellies out there, and you can't get away from it. You just ignore it and move on.
Great advice.
Next question is, how do you decide what videos to make for YouTube?
Wow, we actually get them from a lot of different sources. We kind of started a list ourselves, and we brainstorm often in the evening.
Yep.
And we add to that list faster than we can make the videos.
The list is so long. It's like there's not enough time to do them all, so we just tackle them one at a time.
And we also listen to you guys out there.
Yep.
We want to know what kind of videos that you would like to have made, and we have made some of those. So we get them from a lot of sources, and we're always trying to be as helpful as we can with these videos.
Yes. Next question is, do you follow other RV YouTube channels? Yes, in fact, we do.
Yeah, we do. We'll try to mention a few of them.
So we don't have a whole lot of time to watch YouTube videos because we're so busy with our own work. But we do have a few that we just, check in on every once in a while, see where they're located, what kind of videos, that we learn from them. So we have a list here of a few that we've made. Do you want me to list those?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. KYD, Driving and Vibin'. They were actually my very first video that I saw. The Winds, Long Long Honeymoon, Less Junk More Journey, Fate Unbound, Getaway Couple, I'm Not Lost, I'm RVing, Changing Lanes, Traveling Tomlinsons, and many others that just too many to mention.
Too many to say.
Those are the the first ones that we wrote down that were on the top of our head, but they're all so great and informative, and it's just a great community.
And if you have some favorite RV YouTube channels that you like to follow, please comment below on what those are so we can check those out as well.
Yes. And the next question is, are other RV YouTube channels competition?
Absolutely
not at all. No, there's enough to go around. I mean, it's not like two businesses that offer the same thing and somebody gives their business to one over the other. They can watch all of them.
Yeah, there's so many videos out there, and you guys know you're watching all these other channels.
Right.
And we like to give props when we see another channel do a great job on a video.
Absolutely.
And by watching others, we learn ways that we might step up our game or get ideas for other videos. And it's really such a small community.
It really is.
And we really see a lot of great cooperation out there between other channels. So we definitely don't think of it like competition. Definitely more community.
Right, and there's a lot of meetups that happen between the RV channels too.
Right.
So, yep. The next question is, what did you think of RV Nomads, the movie? We really enjoyed that.
Awesome job
Yeah.
for those that were a part of that movie. Great editing.
It was amazing.
Great content, and we really look forward to seeing more movies like that.
Yeah, the videography, the whole concept behind it, it was really good. Great job.
Yeah, props to you guys.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, please, you have to go see this.
And there's a whole online community that's a part of that we look forward to checking more out as well. And we'll put a link below where you can find out where you can watch that movie, and I don't think it costs anything.
Nope, didn't cost anything. The next question is there bad advice on YouTube about full-time RVing?
Well, I would say yes, but I'm going to say maybe because it's a lot of opinions, and it's very well that we will give our opinion, but it may be bad advice for you and your particular situation.
Right.
I think you just have to pay attention to who you're listening to and maybe get other opinions and advice, and maybe if 8 people out of 10 say the same thing, that maybe that's a good way to go.
Right. Or you listen to everybody's advice and then form your own opinion. Don't take somebody's advice and say, oh, that has to be right. You have to really decide for yourself.
Right. And there are a few negative RV channels out there that are kind of beating up on other channels for some reason. I don't know why they do that. If they can't come up with content on their own, I'm not sure, but I would think we should keep this a positive community.
Absolutely.
And prop people up and help other creators. Again, like we mentioned a little bit ago, it's not a competition.
Right.
There are so many people out there that enjoy watching these videos, so I would just like to see more cooperation out there and more positivity.
Yep, we try to focus on the positive. Absolutely.
For sure.
Yep. Next question is, can we disagree with you on YouTube? Of course.
Yeah, for sure. And we often ask for, like we have been in this video, for other opinions, differing advice, and we have learned so much that way.
We sure have. Yeah, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Let us know, and I think when it's done in a respectful manner, that it's not like you're stupid or you're an idiot or something like that, I think that ends up being a lot more constructive feedback, and helps, again, your comments that differ from us help other people that are watching to learn, and then one of our videos can become a great resource for everybody else that's trying to learn as well.
Right. And if you leave a comment and we disagree with you, don't get offended with that. We just don't happen to agree on the same things. So it doesn't mean we don't like you or
Right. And sometimes a differing opinion can plant a seed in someone, and they can consider it, and over time can change their opinion, hopefully for the better. That's not always the case, but I think that's a great thing about this platform, YouTube, that we have here, is that we get all these differing opinions, and we can have this healthy discourse back and forth.
Right. So somebody by the handle called Nomad Prius Gang said or asked, what kind of drone do you use?
And we love that handle because we have a Prius.
Yep.
And, we mostly use DJI Spark right now. Crashed our Phantom 3 Standard a while back, and looking to upgrade as soon as the funds are available to do that. We will be making a purchase and upgrading probably to a Mavic Air or Mavic Pro, something like that, a little more features. But the Spark does pretty good, as you have seen.
It does pretty good.
Yeah.
Next category is RV living, on the road and traveling. First question, will you be in Quartzsite in January?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Will you be in Quartzsite in January?
Let us know, because we're thinking about doing a meetup.
Definitely let us know in the comments below. Hopefully we'll see you there.
Yes. Next question is, where are you going next? Now, I think this is one of our most commonly asked questions. Where from family, friends, even people on YouTube, where are you going next?
Right. And we don't always know exactly where we're going because we don't
really plan ahead.
Set plans, but I think from forward right now, probably southern Arizona for a while, and then maybe travel toward the East Coast and Florida, following along the southern border, and maybe checking out some sites along the way.
Yep, that sounds good.
And we'll be ending up in Minnesota as well.
For the summer.
Right.
Yep. And we may be going up to, we need to get some RV maintenance done up in, why can't I think?
Elkhart?
Yep, Indiana. Yep, so we may be breezing through there as well. Next question, who drives the RV?
Who do you think drives the RV? Yes, I drive the RV exclusively. Would you like to drive the RV?
Maybe. But I do like driving the Prius, so.
Yeah, it's a lot to handle, as we've mentioned previously.
Yeah.
One that big. The smaller, the easier to handle for sure.
Yeah, I did drive some ambulances back in the day when I was an EMT. So I do have a little experience driving something a little larger, but of course not as large as our 40-foot fifth wheel. So, but I feel like I could do it. Come on. I
would totally like to be rescued by you as an EMT. How cool would that be?
You want some mouth to mouth?
There you go. Maybe not in this video.
Next question is, how do you plan where you're going to go?
Well, I think we look at what other people have suggested. We get all kinds of suggestions in the comments, and we try to make a list of those. And you like to have something that you follow.
I like to follow the sun, the flip-flop barometer.
Right.
I'm not about this cold weather. No, no. What does this say? Beach tribe. There's a reason for that.
Right. Yeah. And I'm in the mountain tribe, as you can tell. And
but you don't like the cold either.
No, not very cold. I can tolerate cold a little bit more than you. And I think as far as planning, as we've mentioned many times, we don't plan really far in advance. We leave a lot of flexibility built in because all of a sudden some awesome opportunity might present itself to go check something out, and then we've got the time to go do that. Or the freedom to stay longer.
Which is what we just did.
In one place.
Yeah, we just decided there was more we wanted to do here in Sedona, so we were staying an extra month. And we like leaving it open like that so we can make last minute decisions, and it's just fun that way.
Totally.
Yeah, because when you make plans, a lot of times they don't work out, and that can be disappointing. So yeah, I don't like going that route. I like going like the more spur of the moment. What do we want to do? It's more fun. It's free. It's like freedom.
Yeah, some people really schedule their trips very tightly. Now we get it if you are not full-time or even part-time doing this, but it is only 2 weeks a year, 4 weeks a year. You've got it scheduled pretty tightly.
Right.
But
and we get that. We probably would do the same thing.
if you realize when you get back from some of those trips that are really hurried like that, you feel exhausted and you need a vacation from your vacation. So maybe ease up on that and don't overschedule yourself on those trips.
The next question is, how do you find campsites?
Oh, wow, a lot of different ways. As we have mentioned before, we do have links below in the description to our favorite campsite finders. One of them is the All Stays app that we highly recommend. And there's another one that is half off camping, Passport America.
Yeah, that one's been great.
Yeah, we use that a lot.
Now when we're traveling in between campsites and it requires an overnight stay, we use these apps to find a place to stay, but if they're booked, we happen to use like Cracker docking at Cracker Barrel or Wally docking at Walmart, but we've only done that a handful of times, maybe in the past year and a half, maybe 5 times, but it is awful convenient when you can't find a campsite or they're booked out or it's too dark to pull in with a 40-foot RV, because that can be complicated.
Right, and a lot of those apps will have those parking lots that it's okay to be there overnight.
The next question is, what is BLM land and how long can you camp?
Well, it stands for Bureau of Land Management, and that is usually kind of in the desert Southwest, basically where we are right now.
You don't see a lot on the East Coast.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know all the technical details. Maybe some people can fill in that below in the comments, but it is a special resource set up for people to camp for up to 14 days. In general, I have seen a few that it's 21 days. And then like here in Arizona, I believe you have to move at least 25 miles away to another spot. To
do another 14 days.
To restart that clock.
Yeah.
And it's great if you like to boondock, and as we've mentioned before, we don't do a lot of that, and but it can be gorgeous views.
The next question is, how much does it cost per day to camp?
Wow, if you're using BLM land, it would be the big goose egg,
free.
$0.
Yep.
But we were just getting quotes at a popular RV resort right here in Sedona that were as high as $70 or $80 a night.
Yeah.
And there was no weekly or monthly breaks on those sites. And
we don't stay in places that are that high.
Yeah, I think the most we have paid is around $40 a night.
And that's super rare.
And that would only be for a few nights if we had to. Our target for that,
average around $20
to $30 a night, and under $20 a night if we can get it, and we actually frequently do when we stay for a month.
Yes, we usually get the monthly rates, which really breaks down nicely. So next question is, how do you get internet on the road? That can be a challenge sometimes.
Yeah, there are a lot of different ways of getting that, and a channel we would recommend is Technomadia. They do a lot of videos and do some blog posts on how to find internet. We have a Netgear device that is through AT&T, and it's unlimited. It's not the fastest speeds, and it's not always the best depending on what campsite we have, but it's only $20 a month more to our current plan, which is kind of pricey, and that works for us, so that's what we're using. But if you have something you like that works better, definitely share it below.
Let us know.
Because you never know when we might be looking to switch.
Yeah, sometimes we get to scope out areas beforehand to see if it has good internet access or good signal on our phones, so we can use that device. But yeah, internet's a huge thing, especially if you're working from the road. It is a big deal.
Right, uploading a YouTube video can take hours with a slow internet connection.
And not just a few hours. It can take overnight hours.
Yeah.
And sometimes longer. So, next question is, what is your favorite place to take the RV?
Well, gosh, we have so many favorites. Do you have a favorite?
Not a favorite. I've liked so many. So
I think that place in Miramar Beach was really a fun one.
Yeah, because it was so close to the beach. It was like a block or two from the ocean.
Right.
Blue water, white sand. Oh, it was awesome. And it was a great price too. How much did you pay?
Yeah, it was only like $6.50 a month, I believe.
Yep.
Plus
and
electric.
Plus electric. And that was, yeah. Now, do you know if they had seasonal, was that a seasonal price or is that year round?
No, that was year round, but I think the prices have changed, and it was kind of a hidden RV park that you had to do some digging to find, and so you can check places like Craigslist and things like that to find some of these places that it was basically where somebody owned the lot personally, and when they're not there, they would rent it out.
Yeah,
long-term.
and you actually found that by looking around and asking at each park, do you have a place you recommend? And that's a great way to find some secret spots. That's how we found the secret spot we're in right now. It's pretty new.
Yeah,
so,
brand new RV park, only open 4 months.
And it's great.
Yeah. Super nice.
We'll reveal that later, but we're still there.
Yeah.
Okay. And a good price. What was the price? What are we paying?
$540 a month plus electric.
Yeah. So, all right. And it has a hot tub.
Yes. We've got to try that out.
And a great view.
And it really isn't that far from Sedona.
Nope.
About a half-hour drive.
Yeah. Next question is, what if my RV is too old for some RV parks?
Lie. Lie about the age of your RV. No.
Some do take into consideration how good your RV looks. So if they ask, say, well, would you mind if I email you a picture because I don't fit in the 10-year category? Like we're in one right now. It can't be over 10 years old, but we are clearly seeing RVs that are over 10 years old, but they are well kept.
Yeah, so if you have a well-kept RV, I would definitely send a picture or say that your RV has been renovated. And if it's even older than that, let's say you bought a used RV for a few $1,000s, and there are still lots of places that do not have an age restriction. You just may have to look a little bit more.
So I think that it was Long Honeymoon that they were turned away from a campsite because their Airstream was over 10 years old. And they did a video on that, so you can find that on YouTube, Long Honeymoon. We haven't seen the video, but maybe there's some advice in there that they have when that happens. I kind of dig the retro RVs. I think they're super cute, so I don't understand why they have these age restrictions at these parks.
Well, you've seen Breaking Bad, right? They don't want the Breaking Bad
RVs in their parks. Okay, what's next? What is your gas mileage towing your RV?
Well, it varies, probably average around 11 to 12 towing, and for the size of our RV, that is really good.
Really good. Is diesel better than gas for towing?
Well, that really depends on how big of an RV that you have. And like I mentioned before, I did try to pull the RV with a gas truck, and that was not a good idea. Diesel definitely works for the larger RVs. There are a lot more technical people than I am, so if you comment below, that would be awesome to do that. Diesel gets a little better fuel economy, I believe, when you're pulling. It's better torque if you're going uphill for a while, but diesel is more expensive truck. So smaller RV, probably go with gas. Big RV, probably go with diesel.
Next question is, how fast do you drive? Too slow.
That's how Cherie gets great fuel economy in the Prius.
Yeah, I get over 60 sometimes. Maybe I'm drafting a little bit. I don't know. I don't intentionally, but
right.
Maybe that does happen unintentionally.
I try to go around 60 miles per hour on average, and I think that's a real safe speed to go when you're pulling, not too fast, not too slow. And a lot of trailer tires are rated around 60, 65 miles an hour, so you're not supposed to go any faster than that.
Right. Even on our tires video, we had so many people say, well, you need to slow down. But it's like, we already go 65, 60 miles an hour. So yeah, slowing down would be 50, 55, but we don't speed with the RV.
But we do see a lot of RVs
fly right past us. Phil walking me. Did you see how fast that RV was going?
Yeah, some of those weekend warriors.
Oh man, they're in a hurry.
Too much in a hurry to get out there and enjoy maybe just a couple of days off.
So if that's you, slow down.
Yeah, slow down and yeah, don't get into an accident going too fast because those RVs don't stop on a dime. It's a lot of weight there.
Yeah. Next question is, how do you find water?
Well, actually, the Allstays app does show locations for that. Free dumpsites.net, I believe, also shows where you can dump, as well as water locations. Some gas stations will allow you to fill up if it's got potable water there. Don't do non-potable because that's not going to be good to drink. And even a campground that you're not staying at may allow you just to swing in and fill up there, maybe for a few dollars or for free if you're going to go off and, you know, on BLM or do some boondocking.
Next question is, where do you buy your groceries? Gosh, grocery stores?
Yeah, there are still plenty of places where we go.
Usually we try to find just the closest grocery store. It depends on where we are. A lot of times we like to go to Whole Foods and Natural Grocers. We do get a lot of organics at Walmart. Then, you know, around, there's different, you know, Bashes, I think is how you say it, the one around here. I don't know, we've been going there a lot, so.
Yeah.
Yep. Next question is, can I travel and camp with my pets? Of course you can.
Yes.
Lots of people do it.
Absolutely. And I think there are just a few RV parks that do not allow certain kinds of pets, like any dogs or cats or anything like that. And I don't know why they have those restrictions.
Yeah.
I think the vast majority just have a breed restriction on maybe some more aggressive breeds. But a lot of people like that companionship of traveling with a pet.
Yeah.
And you just have to consider that if you're going to be leaving for a long time, how is your pet going to be if you're gone all day long?
Right. And that's the reason why my mom is babysitting my dog, and I'll put a picture up there. She's a sweetie. I miss her, but since we're on the other side of the country, I haven't seen her in a little while, but we are soon to be going back to the East Coast, and the plan was to pick her up, but my mom's kind of kidnapped her. So I said, well, we'll just have like shared custody. I don't know what we're going to do now because they've fallen in love with her and she's super spoiled. But anyway, that's been another question, you know, if we will ever get pets. So the next question is, do you feel safe in campgrounds?
Yeah, we definitely do. And there's been a few, as we're going around checking them out, that it's like, well, we don't get a good vibe.
Nope.
And just like, you know,
you kind of have to get a good feel for it. The most sketch things that we've seen or have known that at campgrounds that we've been in is one in Red Lodge. There was a camper next to us. They said that they were in jail.
Oh, right.
Yeah, remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they actually, somebody came and got the RV. So, and then actually where we were in Camp Verde.
Yeah, actually, right. A bunch of squads showed up, and there was like a several hour sitting around while they searched the RV, and we imagine it was drugs. I don't think it was any kind of violent crime.
We don't really know.
But we certainly do get concerned about theft, as some of you may have seen our robbed video. Safety and
they ended up taking him to jail, and we were there for a couple weeks later, and they still, I mean, he still didn't show back up. So
right, the RV's probably still sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But just like any other neighborhoods, I would say there can be bad things happening.
Just like, exactly. It could happen anywhere. So, but that's, you know, as long as we've been doing it, that's the only thing that we've come across.
And don't be afraid. I mean, that's, if you're
living
afraid,
in fear,
worrying about something could happen anywhere. So just go out there and live your life.
And enjoy.
Yeah.
No worries. Next question is, what is the best state to RV?
Wow, I don't know. We definitely have our favorites. I think
Yeah.
Florida and Arizona are probably some of the biggest
Yes.
RV states. There's a ton in California, Texas. Wow, but I think you can pretty much RV in
Anywhere.
any state.
Yep.
And we had an awesome time in Montana.
Oh, Montana was great. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you have a favorite, definitely let us know.
Comment below.
Down below.
Let us know. Next question is, are there any issues with weight and length in different states?
I don't know about weight like that. And certainly there are some bridges that have some weight limits, but we're definitely not doing anything sketchy like that.
Nope.
But length, definitely an issue. We've seen some, actually around Sedona here in Oak Creek Canyon, you are limited to 50 foot or less on that. So we are definitely not taking the RV through there.
Right, and that includes the truck length with the RV of 40 feet.
Right, and the triple toe
Yeah.
restrictions that you cannot do, which is another reason why Cherie drives the Prius rather than
Right.
us towing it.
Some states allow the triple toe, some don't, and I'll put that chart up there. The next category for full-time RV living is money and RVing. And the first question is, how do you make money traveling in your RV? We get this question a lot.
We do all the time, and we recently made a video that we will link below that you can check that out. We also have a quick start guide that you can get for free. Just sign up for our email newsletter and we will send that out to you, that goes in detail on how to do that.
The next question is, how can I make money and travel full-time?
Well, in addition to checking our video and getting our quick start guide, there are so many jobs out there that you can do from the road.
Yep, you have a computer, you have internet access, you have so many options.
Yeah, cell phone, and there's work camper jobs. And if you have a suggestion or you're already on the road, definitely comment down below what that is to help some other people out.
The next question is, my job doesn't easily transfer to online or working on the road. What should I do?
Well, you may consider changing jobs. Is it something that you can do as a consultant rather than an employee? Maybe your employer would be open to do that, or you can look for another employer that would be willing to do that.
Yeah,
and
it depends on how bad you want to get on the road.
Yeah, really. And some people take huge pay cuts to be able to do this lifestyle.
Yep. They even retire earlier than they had planned on and lose some of their pension just because they are so ready to get on the road. And I say, live your life. Do what makes you happy.
Right. When you figure out your budget and you can see maybe you can live on less, and that will open up so many other job opportunities. And maybe the current job you're in is kind of stressful. So even though you're paid a lot, I mean, money isn't everything,
Nope.
right?
Nope, and the cubicle life ain't everything. Next question is boondocking a way to save money? Well, yes.
Well, yes and no.
Yes, you're right,
I
and
think-
no. It depends.
I think when we did our 30-day challenge, which some of you may have seen, we did a lot of back and forth, had to run the generator a lot, into town for
And
showers.
propane, yeah.
And that ended up costing us quite a bit when we could have got a long-term camp spot with full hookups for just a little more money.
Yeah.
And so in that case, because we're working so much, it probably didn't save
It
us
wasn't
that
saving
much
money for us, no.
But for some of you doing something different, maybe don't need quite as much power, as much water, you know, it might be a big savings. So some people do save a lot with it.
Yeah. Okay, next question. I am about to retire, but still have 5 or 10 years to go, and my job is not mobile. I would lose substantial retirement benefits if I retire early. What should or can I do to travel earlier? This is kind of like expanding a little bit on what we were talking about before.
Right. Yeah, I think, again, you have to look at your situation, and I would say 5 to 10 years is a long, long time that I would probably sacrifice some money for that. I can't put a dollar amount on that for you, but like the question that we keep asking is, how long do you expect to live?
Yeah, how long are you going to live?
Right.
The answer is you don't know. Next question is, do you have a monthly budget?
Yes, we do, and we actually did detail that at the end of our 30-day challenge.
Yep.
And because of traveling, it doesn't stay the same.
No.
Because depending on how much we are actually driving, that's going to affect how much money we spend on fuel, the campgrounds that we stay at, and there's a lot of varying there.
So many variables.
So, but we do recommend making a budget and building in a lot of cushion for potential additional expenses.
All right, let's move on to the next category. RV kitchen and cooking. Oh, this sounds like it's gonna be mine.
There you go.
Question is, how do you cook in an RV kitchen? Well, we have a stove top, we have an oven, we have a convection oven, we have a microwave. And my favorites are my Instant Pot and my air fryer. I use those more than anything. Even the air fryer can act as like a small oven. I used to use a convection oven for those types of things, but they took what, 2 or 3 times longer than the air fryer. I love them, use them every day.
Yeah, that air fryer is awesome.
Yeah.
And you can find links to the Instant Pot and the air fryer in our Amazon store down below if you want to check those out.
Yeah, and the oven, I'm not a fan of the oven. I know a lot of people figure it out how to put a pizza stone in there to equal out the heat, because it's not like regular electrical heating elements that you have in your home. It's a propane with a flame, and I don't use it ever. I use it as storage. So
yeah, one single line of flame right down the middle,
yeah.
So it doesn't cook the outside,
it doesn't.
but overcooks the middle.
And I've tried the pizza stone and I just can't get it to work, so I gave up on it and I don't miss it. So next question is, how do you eat healthy while on the road? Well, we cook anything that you can cook in your home. We eat lots of quinoa and lots of fresh veggies and fruits and...
Right, mostly a plant-based diet.
We do, yep. Plant-based whole foods diet. Next question is, are outdoor kitchens worth it?
We don't have one, actually. They look kind of cool. So I guess if you have one, let us know what you think of your outdoor kitchen in the comments below, and that will maybe help some others to decide if that's for them.
And so the person that asked that, if you haven't seen the tour of our RV, or if anybody else hasn't seen it, we have an RV tour video and we'll link to that as well. The next topic is personal and relationships and miscellaneous. First question, how long have you been full-time in your RV? You want to go first?
Yeah, I've been full-time about 4.5 years now, but I've had the RV a couple years on top of that.
And for me, it's been 1.5 years.
Yeah, and we're having a blast.
Next question is, are people in RV parks and campgrounds friendly?
Yeah, that has totally been the case. Yeah, very friendly, very outgoing.
These are mostly happy people that are in campgrounds. They're either on vacation or they're living the life, and it's totally different than being in a neighborhood where people are scurrying off to work and in a rush, and or having to do mowing the yard, and they don't have time to do anything else because they got to do different projects around the house or chores. And these people are more laid back and relaxed and happy.
Right, so if you're looking to gain more friends as you're traveling, definitely this is the way to do it.
Next question is, will you be doing meetups in the future? Yes.
Yeah, that is actually the plan.
Yes.
So watch for that coming up.
Oh, this is a funny question. And we've had people comment this before, and we're like, what?
Right.
Why don't you get a job and return to the real world?
Right, well, what is the real world?
What is the real world?
Who gets to define that?
Yeah, who decides what that is?
Right, your parents?
This is our real world.
Yeah, the government?
Right.
I mean, we still get to do all the same things that normal people do.
Yeah.
And it just looks different. So some people they don't think it's real, but
it's real.
It is real. It is really possible to do this.
We really love it.
Yeah. And so I would say to those people is maybe open your minds a little bit, consider other possibilities.
Next question is, where are you from?
Well, I am from Minnesota and Arizona originally.
Yeah. And I am from Destin, Florida, but before that was Virginia Beach, Charleston, South Carolina, Washington, D.C., Chicago, New Orleans, and I was born in Tennessee.
Wow.
Did I get them all? And so I've been many places, and I'm used to moving around very often. So this was kind of like a natural evolvement in my lifestyle, is to keep moving around and learning new places. I love it.
Yeah.
Next question is, from Melvin. How old are you guys?
I'm 36.
And I'm 35. No. Okay. They don't buy it. You don't buy it? Really?
Come on.
So I'm going to be hitting the big 5-0 in March.
And I am going to be hitting that a little bit later next year.
Yeah, he'll be following me pretty soon. So, yeah. And we feel great at this age doing this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the next question is, why did you choose to full-time RV?
Hello.
This.
Amazing views like
the adventures.
This. And yeah, never getting tired of where you're at.
Yeah. And if you do, you move.
You get up and move.
It's so simple. It is really so simple. It's not like you moving from one house to another house. You don't have to pack up boxes. You don't have to get a moving company. You don't have to or hire a truck. Or rent a truck to move your stuff. It's so simple. You just move.
Right, and because our businesses are mobile, we can do them anywhere. I like to be inspired by a great view. It's one of the goals we have when finding a camp spot is, can we open the shades in the morning and have an amazing view?
Right.
Hopefully water or the mountains or both, if we can find it, and we occasionally do find that. And
how cool is it when we wake up in the morning and we open the windows and it's a different view than it was the day before? Right. It's so cool. It's a little weird when you first experience it, because you're in the same house. You open the window and it's like, oh, you're stepping out into a different place. It is so cool.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, there's so many other reasons why we chose this, but that has to be some of our top ones.
Next question is, how did you meet?
There's this thing called online dating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living in Destin. He was wintering in Pensacola. This was 2016, right?
Right.
And in October, we both swiped right. We finally met in December. Why did it take so long? I wasn't that active on it. I was just wanting to meet new people because I was new down there. But yeah, so we both swiped right. We met for lunch. It continued to a beach walk, and then it continued to dinner, and it's been an awesome 2 years and some change. Yeah. So yeah. So you can find love on the road. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Next question is, do you miss friends and family while on the road? Yes, we do, for sure. Yep. Just like if you have family that lives somewhere else in another state away, you miss them, but you find the time to see them. And, well, your family flies in and they get to come do these awesome adventures with us. Your daughter and fiance just came to Sedona and we had an amazing adventure. Right. And my kids have also joined us when we've been in Florida from Minnesota, because it's obviously nice there in the wintertime. And then when we drove through Colorado, I was visiting my sister, who I haven't seen in so many years. I think it was like 10 years. I can't even remember what we came up with. And then my mom flew out and we just had a great time together. And this was a couple of months ago. So we do get to see friends and family across the country, those we haven't even seen in a long time. Yeah, it's a great way, if you have friends and family throughout the country, to just work them into your travel plans. And you actually get to maybe see more friends and family this way than you would if you were staying in one place. Yeah, it's a great benefit. Next question. Deb asks, as a couple in tight quarters, any fights, disagreements, how do you remedy that? So
yeah,
we're two different people coming into a relationship with two different perspectives, two different life experiences. So of course there's going to be some disagreements. I think the key is communication and disagree with respect.
Right. Find a way to get some time away from each other as well. That because we work together, we adventure together, we spend all evening together.
In a small space.
Basically all the time, that we do need to get some time away to just relax, you know, do something on our own. Sometimes we watch different shows.
Right, we have our own interest in like things we would watch on TV, so we'll just use our headphones and watch our own thing sometimes. And like, so when you go for a run, I'll do yoga, and that's our alone time there. And sometimes I'll go shopping for the day into town. We find ways to have that alone time so we don't spend 24/7, 365 together.
And I know there's some people watching that probably have some other ideas on how to handle this, so definitely comment below, because we'd like to learn from you as well.
Yeah. The next question is, what did you do before full-time RVing? Do you want to go first?
Sure. I owned a large DJ company in Minnesota, and I owned that for 23, 24 years. So that was, I've always been an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Yeah, since you were how old?
16.
Yeah. And I was working in Destin, Florida at Whole Foods Market. I was a buyer for the whole body department, which came with a lot of cool perks. I got a lot of great lotions and hair products and essential oils, and it was good vibe stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
And I went to the beach every day. Beach tribe. Beach tribe. Anybody say beach tribe? I think I hear people out there saying beach tribe.
No, mountain tribe.
Next question is, how do you find someone to do your hair? Yeah, there are people that like to go to the same person over and over, and we don't have that benefit somewhat. I have somebody I'd like to go to in Charleston, South Carolina, and I have somebody I like to go to in San Diego. And we go to San Diego twice a year, about 6 months apart, and Charleston about once a year. So in between, I'll kind of do touch-ups myself, but other than that, they fix my mess-ups.
Right, and I obviously have more simple hair to deal with, and I look for great reviews.
Yep, we go online, look at the reviews, and then just pick a spot, and you've had pretty good success with that.
Yeah, just make sure they don't cut too much off.
Right.
I'm trying to keep all the hair I can.
He wants me to come in and babysit and watch them. You sure you don't want to come in? You sure you don't want to come in? No, I'm good. Next question is, what is the best way to contact you?
Well, I would say commenting below is the best if it can be a public thing, because we'd like everybody to see that if it's something you want to share. Now, if you don't want to share it, please email us.
Is the best way.
That would be great.
We have about, besides YouTube, another 12 ways people can comment on our social media, and it's hard to keep up with all of it, but we appreciate every comment and all the support that you guys give us, and all your questions, because these videos come out of all your questions. The next question is, can we send you something? We actually had somebody offer to send us a new the cap.
Yeah, the sewer cap.
Yeah, that was really cool. I think we may have to take them up on that.
So if you're still offering, yes, you can send it to the address below in the description. It's at the very bottom. But yeah, if you want to send us, someone's going to send us a Christmas card.
Yeah.
And
somebody offered to send us a bottle of wine.
I think it was a case of wine.
Oh, was it a case? I don't remember.
Yeah, where is our case of wine?
I know, where's our case of wine? But we'll take a case of wine from anyone.
Yes. Thank you. And then that service will then send that to us.
Yes. Next question is, how do you do laundry? Well, we have a washer and a dryer.
Right. We are very fortunate to have a washer and dryer.
Yes. Not all RVs have them. So we do feel very fortunate. A lot of campsites have laundry facilities. When we did our boondocking experiment, we did go to the laundromat. And that wasn't my favorite, but it's an option.
Right. Actually, some of that was pretty darn disgusting.
It was pretty gross.
So
Next question is, how do you get your mail?
So this service that collects our mail is ipostal.com, and it's a new service to us, so we are trying it out to see how we like it. I chose that one because it does have a Minnesota address, which is my home state. Now, there are a lot of services out there, and if you have a favorite one you recommend, you can definitely put it down below in the comments.
I actually have a personal assistant, and her name is Mom. So my mail does get sent to my mom, and if there's something important, she will forward it on to me. Next question is, do you have other social media platforms to follow you? Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I think Instagram is our next favorite.
Yes.
But we do have a Facebook group.
Yes.
And a Facebook page.
Right.
All of our social media profiles are actually down below in the description, so check them out. We'd love for you to see what we post on there as well.
Yep, we'll see you there. Next question is, can I be on both tribes? So we should probably touch on Beach Tribe, Mountain Tribe. We keep referring to this.
Why would you want to be on both? Mountain Tribe is clearly better.
No, I'm thinking margarita in a hammock overlooking the ocean and the warm sun, not bundled up in coats and sweaters and
But yes, if you would like to be on both tribes, absolutely.
Yeah.
You can order one of each. There's a link below if you want to get our printed apparel, and thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate that.
Yes, and we actually both agree that both tribes are awesome, and we would like to find that perfect spot that has both mountains and the beach.
Right. Yeah.
But we do have a preference for one over the other, obviously.
And if you have a favorite spot like that, definitely comment below where we can get both the beach and the mountain.
Next question is, how many pairs of shoes can fit in an RV? Is that like a challenge?
Well, probably thousands if you filled up the entire RV.
Can I keep some in the oven since I don't use the oven?
Shuri used to bug me and tease me about having more shoes than her. So I went through and recorded it.
Yes.
Yeah, how many? And I believe you had 5 more pair.
Yeah, which we don't really have a lot. No, it's just basic. You got to keep it basic.
Right. Well, I mean, there's running shoes, hiking shoes, flip-flops, sandals. I mean, you do need different kinds of shoes.
If you go out to dinner, you want to wear something besides hiking boots and flip-flops. So you have to have, a little something for dress up. But yeah, It's easy to keep it pretty basic. Next question is, what cell phone carrier do you have?
We are currently using AT&T right now. It works pretty well for us. We're on an unlimited plan because, wow, do we chew through the data.
Yes, we do.
Doing what we do.
And we're coming to find that AT&T is really great on the East Coast, but Verizon is better on the West Coast. Next question. It was from my sister Karen. She says, do you miss having a home base? And my answer is no, I don't. I mean, the RV is my home. I feel like I'm in my home, and it just happens to be in a different location all the time.
Yeah, I don't miss having that. I think if we wanted to in the future, if budget allowed, having like an apartment or something like that.
Yeah, home base to store maybe some...
a few more items or something like that, sure. It would be nice to have, but missing it, no.
No, don't miss it.
No, not at all.
Next question is, do you pay taxes?
Yes, actually. I was on the phone today with my home state of Minnesota talking about paying taxes. So yes, we do pay taxes, and I think some people think that RVers are mooching off the government, and absolutely that's not the case.
It's so funny. Those comments crack me up.
We make a living and therefore have to pay taxes.
Right.
So I'm not sure
where they got that idea.
Right.
Next question, Mac or PC?
Well, I'm a PC.
I'm a Mac.
And is one better than the other?
Mac.
I try to help her with her Mac, and I get lost.
Yeah, I don't touch his. It's usually really dusty. Next category, RV living, full-time mistakes and or regrets. First question, what if I fail or make a big mistake with my RV?
Well, I would say that you're gonna fail and make mistakes.
Yep,
like we kind of
we all
referenced
do.
a little bit earlier, that you're not gonna do this perfectly.
Nope.
And there's so many moving pieces to things. Things are gonna break, and you may think you got the wrong RV, so you may need to get a different RV. Or if you decide you don't like this lifestyle, or you run out of money and you need to go back to your older lifestyle, I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's absolutely
It's
nothing
just like
wrong
life,
with that.
Though everybody makes mistakes, everybody has regrets. I mean, it's just like, that's life.
Right.
And you just learn. You use it as a learning opportunity and you move on.
Right. You're not going to necessarily have any more mistakes or failures out here on the road
than you would in a home base somewhere. So,
right.
Yeah.
So expect that and don't treat them negative, and learn from those and move on.
Yeah.
And don't let anybody say that you're a failure, because, I mean, well, ask them, have you ever made a mistake or
Right.
failed? I mean, everybody has. And sometimes the most judgmental people are the ones that have messed up the most.
That's right.
And they're trying to hide something.
Like the people that comment on our tires video.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It was a learning opportunity for us. We were, just figuring it out. But the people that were so judgmental, like, they've never made a mistake. Of course they have. We all do.
Right. And that's one of the reasons we put all of this out there. And we want you to know that, we are learning as well as you. And, we want to be helpful.
We want to help you learn, and we learn from you.
Right. We don't want to make this impression that we have this lifestyle down pat and we know everything there is to know, because nobody knows everything there is to know. Yeah, this is life. You are going to make mistakes no matter where you are.
Next question is, what was your biggest mistake with your RV?
Do I have to pick one?
For real.
Gosh, I would say tires, like I've mentioned before, and also not checking the reviews for this particular RV. But as we've mentioned, they all have problems.
Yep.
So
there's no perfect RV.
Right.
Next question is, what is your biggest RV regret?
I would say not getting something with an office space.
Office space, yeah.
Right. A toy hauler, and maybe something shorter that still has nice living space.
Yeah. If you know that perfect RV, let us know, because we want it.
Right.
My biggest regret is not doing it sooner. This is such an
Yeah.
awesome lifestyle. I wish I had figured this out a lot earlier in life. Phew! I think we've aged a couple of years since we started this video.
Yeah, was that 101?
Felt like
Questions?
500.
Yeah, we may have overshot that number by a little bit. So if you actually count them up, please let us know.
If you have any other questions, please let us know in the comments, because we love helping you guys out.
For sure. And if any of these questions you would like to know more detail on, let us know that, because we can consider making a video just on one particular topic.
Right. And if you've made it this long, let us know in the end. Certainly you've learned a lot. We hope so.
Yeah, thank you again for watching. We love you guys, and we will see you in the next video.
Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
And I would say...
What would you say?
well, it was... Oh, gosh, what was it? It was something about... Right, so you can join some kind of national gym like that, where you can go and stop, and you could...
And work out,
you can just
and you can...
have them go through it.
My hair's blowing in my face,
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
It's like tickling like crazy.
When I first got into this,
You just spit a little bit.
do you think they can see that?
I don't know. You
'Cause
wanna...
I think I've been spitting a lot.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I see his white things
I
flying
know,
out of
I
my
do
mouth.
too.
I think I
Like,
need to
what
get a
is
drink of
going
water.
on? And my hair looks like it's crooked. Like it's longer on one side, but I keep turning my head, and so then it ends up being short up here and long right there.
Oh,
All right,
there.
we need to stop for a second. I've got this white thing on my face. The sun
Oh.
is hitting me in the eyes.
Oh yeah. The neck stuff is okay, or
Oh,
you've
geez.
got some other
How
stuff
about if
going
I step
on.
back? Oh, geez, no. Okay, I'm good.
Well, what about me?
Just get to a spot. Yeah,
That's good.
that's good.
And I've been told I look like Woody from Toy Story, so
So,
I don't know. I just thought I should say that.
this is off topic.
That this is not normal for you to go out there on the road.
I'm sorry. I know, I feel it. My jaw's tired of smiling. That's all I do is sit here and smile while you talk. It's driving me crazy. I had a bug in my head or something.
Oh.
I don't know, but you just kept talking. I'm like, stop talking for a minute.
Does Cherie have cooties? Stop trying to plan your entire life out.
I know, just stop.
The crows would like to add to that conversation there.
Okay. The next question is,
You want to start over? I would just like that.
yeah, let's do it with you like that.
Really?
Yeah, let's do it like that.
Why?
I'm just joking.
Oh.
Ready? We're getting there.
You like Rocky.
Oh, yeah.
More
Mr.
nothing.
Athlete. Okay. We advise them that, oh my gosh, I'm scared. We got puppies visiting us. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
We have a dog whisperer.
He's a vicious licker.
Oh, that was funny. It scared the shit out of me.
I saw them coming, but I figured we would just work with it.
Oh
And
my gosh. I totally didn't see them.